ended up on a question about for Clayton about what the G meant and how he's sharing the spirit with the team. So continuing on Parrott's questions, David, he actually wanted to know from you specifically, how has being selected for the team inspired you to improve?
Yeah, it really just gave me something to focus on. So I started a thread on the forum about my road to the Grandaddy, and really just said a few things that I wanted to try and do better. And it allowed me to do something with my golf game other than just going out and playing once or twice a month, or generally less than that. So I noticed a big uptick over the 6 months coming into 2021 to really kind of narrow in on those goals and pick a few things I really wanted to focus on, and a few targets I wanted to hit in 21.
Gotcha. Yeah, I know improving has been a big point for the whole team. So, and I know everybody's just grinding. But Clayton, I was actually watching one of your interviews with the past teammates today, and you guys don't focus on the golf at all, but it shouldn't be our main focus, right?
Yeah. So my thought process is this, and as this is coming from the perspective of having participated and thinking about what other guys would go through, I would say you want your game to be as good as you want it to be, so that you can enjoy the rest of what the Grandaddy presents. You don't want to be out there grinding as hard as you can just to try and get back to what you believe is your best game, so that when you're playing on, the big stage, you're representing the way you want. I think it's too easy for guys to just get caught up in that grind. And so if, I tell guys, I've told our team, if you've got a weak part of your game, maybe your weakness is short game, to work on your short game, right? Because you don't want to get there and then be stuck in your head and not realize you're in paradise, and you're missing out on the beauty of the event and really connecting with people because you're trying to figure out what's wrong with your short game swing. Mm-hmm. So, my thought process is, if you need to grind on your game, get it, to where you're comfortable, where you've got a go-to shot, which I've said, you guys, you got a go-to shot shape, maybe a go-to club to get you back in the swing of things. But it's not so that, every single one of you guys is doing a takedown on the Zoo Crew guy that you're matched up with on the last day of singles. It's, making sure you can enjoy all those moments that you're never going to get a second shot at.
Sure. Second shot of playing, you're going back for a second time.
Yeah, I didn't think lightning struck twice, but apparently it does.
No, I know exactly what you mean, and I'm sure everybody else does too. Matt, this one's for you, and I know it's probably not serious because of how poorly poking the bear has been for everybody, but Parrott also wants to know if you're going to wear an "I Want Finley" polo to the fitting at HQ.
Definitely not. No. I'm looking forward to the matchup, but let's have him happy and jolly until we get to play.
We need a fresh cap for Finley, though. He's been kind of floating around that he hasn't been playing in months. I think he's trying to maybe pad that cap a little bit going into it. So we'll see. We need a fresh cap.
Yeah, he's definitely getting ready for you, Matt.
I hope so.
Just going to reference that off course one more time since we're talking about Finley, but they were talking about his singles record, whether it's at the Grandaddy or somewhere else, but maybe not somewhere else, being the THP championship over there when you played with him. But does the singles record rattle you at all?
I was just kind of thinking about that. I've played in 4 match play tournaments and I haven't lost. So singles match play tournaments. So I'm pretty confident too. I played some pretty significant competitions in my life, so I'm excited for it, and hopefully he is too.
See that right there? See that look in his eyes?
He's ready.
Yeah, it's friendly. Yeah.
He's the guy. So, and I put the you got to beat the man to be the man. So
Oh, yeah.
I get the chance. I get the chance. So
It's gonna be a
that's what
fun
I'm looking
match.
for.
Yeah, I love the confidence, and I hope I'm paired with you to watch it. This one's from MTB Loco. Let's give it to David. Seeing as you guys were selected for the 2020 Grandaddy and this year's equipment is what you would have been presented with, what equipment from this line would you have hoped that you would have been fitted into? Whether it's for looks or for function. If you made a bag right now, what would be in it?
Well, gosh, putter, I don't know. I am sold on triple track. I guess I forgot that in my bag. I bought a triple track 10 last year, and putting's never been better. So I'm really curious about the putter fitting. Not sure if I can live without triple track anymore. And you have to go with Jaws wedges. I didn't know grinds were a thing before joining THP, so really interested for the fitting part, just here and that's why I did the club champion fitting. So really interested to see what they give me. And then it seems like combo sets are the thing to go with this year. So I would like to think Apex Pro combo set, but the triple play is out there now. That's interesting too. And then I haven't tried any new hybrids in years. So top of the bag, I have no idea.
Are you a hybrid player?
I have two hybrids in my old Adams A7 set. They don't go straight, but they go really far. So I definitely need some help with the top of the bag. And then I'm thinking Epic Max driver. Give me the forgiveness and let me swing it hard.
That's awesome.
I'm really looking forward to his fitting, because I just want to see what they pair him with shaft wise, because I know he's always looking at heads, but with his swing speed, I think getting him in the right shaft, he might be able to play some other clubs and have some fun.
Definitely.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, you always say the big old slice came back for you, but you're still hitting that slice 300 yards. So if we can straighten that out.
Exactly. Weak banana slice, 300 yards. Right.
It goes straight once around.
So talking about what clubs David would have had, Matt, I have a question for you. This one comes from Baylor Balla. What's your fitting game plan at ECPC? I'm sure the whole forum knows, but you're a pretty damn good player. So are you hoping to cure a specific miss with the fitting, or are you just going to soak in the full hour and be pumped about what comes of it?
I'm fairly confident where my game is. I don't really need to fit to a miss. I need to kind of I've never been fit for a driver because I've always been a high ball hitter. So I've just always went low spin, low launch as much as possible. So that's really exciting to see, like, and get a legit top end shaft. I don't think I've ever had one of those yet. So I'll probably spend a little bit of time on that, and then on wedges is what I'm looking for the most.
Well, he needs a quadruple diamond 7.5 degree driver with a vintage black 80 grand TX shaft.
Let's do it. I love it.
There were like 2 or 3 fitting questions, so I'm kind of rolling them into one, but this one was from Stemmy66 to Matt and David. Is there a current club that you'd be super excited to see if there's any improvement on? David, would it be driver?
I finally found a driver that I could hit straight, at least for a while. So I said that was the one club I wasn't going to look at this year. But no, for me, it's irons, because I'm playing the old iron set. I had my club champion fitting, and I went through all the current Callaway offerings as of December. And I was getting similar yardage to my current set with way better dispersion, and just the launch numbers were better. So the distances were the same, but way better launch characteristics. So that was all new to me, and I'm really looking forward to dialing in new irons.
Awesome.
I've had the Apex 19 smokes since they came out, and if I want to know if they can beat those, if the 21s are any better, it's going to be awesome. I absolutely love those irons.
They are better. They are better.
The Apex 21s are actually, I think the DMBs are the DCBs, I should say, are the sleepers, but that Apex set is just good. I'm not gonna lie. So performance wise, I probably should have gone Apex, but the pros just look so good. So it was it's an easy choice for me.
Right there with you. Right there with you. Another question from Baylor. Clayton, this one's for you. Is there something you feel like you missed out on the last time you were at the GD that you want to check off the list this time?
I did not get to see Finley actually play. So I was at the event with him, but Finley was hurling every opportunity he got. So his stomach took a beating, worse than the JDAC situation. So it was pretty rough, man. But it was pretty rough. So I love to get to see him out there and playing, and especially when he puts so much into the event. But really, I think the thing I'm most excited about with this role is when you're not playing, you actually get to travel around the course and really get to see your team enjoying themselves and getting out and playing different matchups. When you're on the course and you're playing, you can't do that. So all these guys I've spent months hanging out with, talking to every day. And when it was pairings time, I got to connect with a few of the guys on the team, but you don't really get to play with the full team. So really looking forward to doing that this go around, and just seeing you guys out there in your matchups and your alternate shot situations and all that, figuring it out and just having a blast and eating Choco Tacos or whatever you guys want to go after. I know there's a lot of crazy talk out there about the parfaits being better than the sliders. Like, I just want to put that silly rumor to rest.
Is that Kev?
It is, and nobody should believe anyone who brings the worst weather into town every time you play. So,
so just a quick question: as an ASCAP, are you riding around the course just keeping track of everything?
So I'll be helping as much as possible, as far as making sure the scores are coming in, and snapping pictures and all that, because you guys are going to want to see the pictures. I'm going to try and capture as much footage as possible. There's things that are going to make it to the forum and the gallery, and then there's things that we'll be able to share as a team later on. There's things we won't be able to share right away, probably because of the equipment being pre-release. So but those are the moments that I think that it's such a blur when everything's happening so fast. You want to be able to go back and remember. And there's things you'll see on video later on, or in a picture, you're like, yo, I can't believe he caught that. There were shots that some of my teammates caught of me that I was like, man, that's amazing. So it's really a great opportunity for me to really serve you guys and give you something that when you're done, you can look back and say, man, this was special.
So you being able to do all that and kind of taking a load off Matt's shoulders while we are there, in what area do you think your previous experience being at a Grandaddy will help the squad?
So, I mean, I think more so knowing maybe even some of the out on the course, what we're going to be experiencing, what we're going to be expecting, even on some of the days. I'm sure Finley's got all kind of tricks up his sleeve, because we had a whole year layoff, so there's no telling what they're going to hit our team with. But knowing some of the schedule, I want to make it as much as possible for Matt to be a voice as the captain, obviously, but as much of a participant as you guys, and really just to get to enjoy the experience. So whatever I can take off his plate, I will, but really just facilitating movement from place to place, making sure we have all the information that we need, making sure we're not leaving anybody behind, making sure everybody's up and on the bus when we need to, head counting, buddy system, whatever we got to do. But all those things, so he doesn't have to worry about that, and we can just allow him to be a participant and then rally you guys when we need to.
So
That's for sure one thing we're giving someone a buddy. I don't care. Might even strap them together.
Right.
that was actually my next question, Matt. This one was from Golfer Dad. It was golfing with Dad. What's the plan to make sure everyone gets on the bus? We don't want another save sizzle situation. So
No,
you guys already
definitely.
have that plan.
We definitely don't want that to happen, and we'll like there's gonna be me, Clayton, and David probably be a pod, and then everyone else will have a twosome that'll be responsible for to make sure that they're on the bus. So that's.
If I got to bring Chinese finger traps for these guys, I don't care what I do.
Dude, you should bring that, and we
make sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Across the aisle.
Oh, I love that. So David, this one's coming from me. But you've become somewhat of a power poster on the forum. Like, you're always top 5, top 3. Do you think the selection to the Grandaddy allowed you to dive in like that? Because I know when I first joined, I was pretty hesitant to start posting. It was actually Dan's first quarter post drive that got me to just jump in and say, screw it. So I was just wondering if the Grandaddy selection did that for you, or if you were just ready to dive in either way.
No, I think I've had a few, I definitely posting at a slower pace up to that selection point. But at that point, I think that was probably when I really saw some of the forum engagement, because I was picked, I think, in March of last year. So it was kind of winter into spring. So I wasn't playing a whole lot of golf, and things were probably a little slow on the forum. So it probably allowed me to explore greater parts of the forum and really get going. And then kind of COVID hit. So I've been working from home since my selection pretty much. And I work weird hours. I run a lot of reports, and it gives me time to be flexible and really help prevent burnout, kind of transitioning to that work from home, I think.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because you are definitely not part of #QuietTeam. So just wanted to know what got you going on that. Clayton, this one's for you, and it's from Mike G. So since we're doing this in a video, for those of the guys on the forum who may be newer, Mike G was the ASCAP for the 2019 Grandaddy team, and he absolutely killed it. Yeah. But he was also a member of the 2015 team, so he's one of the few who've experienced it from both sides and has done what you're about to do, Clayton. So his question, so for you, he says, being the assistant captain is different. The pressure of being a captain isn't there, but you are in a sense the elder statesman. You hope to guide the crew through the whirlwind that's coming and hope they'll all take something special away from the experience. What are your thoughts on how to help the guys navigate the crazy and at the same time stay grounded enough to take it all in one last time for yourself?
I'd say right now, I'm just trying to keep the team safe. Like, I just need guys not to go skydiving and riding motorcycles one-handed down the freeway with popping the wheelie and stuff. So no, really, I think for me, staying grounded is just staying true to what this event is about. I'll get my chance to say my goodbyes to the event while I'm there. It's probably my last priority. It's still a priority, but it's my last priority. My biggest thing right now is just trying to make sure that in all the craziness of personal lives, and then all the craziness of getting ready through the grind of everybody playing golf along the way and everything else, that we just keep the main thing, and remembering that this event is more than golf. It is golf, but it's more than golf, and just being prepared as a team to represent in a way where we make the forum proud, and we bring the forum along in a way where it's tangible for people who are not there. And those are some of the things that we, in our internal, WhatsApp chat, we've talked a lot about how do we make it tangible, and how do we make it a tangible experience for people who are maybe not there, maybe they're watching for the first time, or maybe they're never going to be there. You know, we just never know. But we want it to be an experience where people get to feel the emotion and the excitement and the craziness and the fun that we're all going through, in hopes that it really is fun for everyone that's there and fun for everyone that's watching. So that's really my big focus. On the last day, I remember in 2018, my Grandaddy experience, I remember seeing Philly V. We're all in the clubhouse, just, you know, reeling from the last day of golf, and he walked out to the outside and just stood and stared for probably 2 or 3 minutes out over the course, and the sun was setting. I remember thinking, man, this must be really surreal for him. And now I know what he was experiencing. The fact that you ever get a shot at coming back to that place and this experience, you got to say your goodbyes. But for me, going with this team, top priority is to make sure you guys enjoy it. We get it. We represent, and we make it so real for everybody that's following along.
Yeah, I totally understand that. And I guess that kind of leads into my question for Matt. And I'm assuming it was kind of the brainchild from both of you, because I can tell the respect for the event is there. But Matt, what's the general game plan for the event? And what I mean by that is, when you were first selected, one thing you wanted to make sure was important was our fun for everyone hashtag. Mm-hmm. So after everything we're about to experience, what's the one thing you want to make sure our team does to make THP and GD alumni proud?
Go out there, be yourself, play golf, and have fun doing it. You know, there's a lot of us are going to be coming from not playing golf for a couple months, so it's not going to be the best play that you'll probably ever have, but it's going out there, showing up, interacting with the people on the forum. If that's doing video blogs like Clayton did at 2 a.m. or whatever it was when he was there in 2018, or just shouting out people that if you have an opportunity to take a look at the live update thread when you have a minute of downtime, to let them know we're watching, and we appreciate them being there watching us. So
I love it, man. Absolutely love it, and glad you're our captain.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
This we'll get away from a little bit of the more serious questions for a second, and we'll jump into a couple questions from Snickerdog, and I want everybody to answer this. He wants to know, do you get a blueberry lemonade or a Choco Taco first when you're on the golf course, David?
Blueberry lemonade.
Blueberry lemonade, Matt?
Yeah.
Blueberry lemonade.
And Clayton?
Taco.
Hey, there we go. And then his next question actually kind of references you. Who's going to put down the most sliders? And you are not an
aside
option.
from me?
Huh?
Aside from me?
Yeah, you're not an option for the answer.
Oh, I don't know, man. I've got a feeling Sean's gonna surprise us.
With Sean? Without an H?
Tevenor. Yeah. I got a feeling he's gonna surprise us, and I don't know. He's got an edge, man. So I think he might do a pretty good job of taking down some sliders. I just hope they make enough, because I'm trying to figure out how many I can sneak into my bag while I'm on the course. Because you got to stay hydrated, and you don't want to be hungry. So we'll see.
I absolutely plan on trying to eat as many of those as possible, because I've seen the picture of you eating one, and it
makes you happy looking at it.
It's funny. I posted that. I had no idea it was gonna have that big of an uproar.
I'm probably gonna get that picture and just put it right here while we're talking about it.
I had a friend, I'm not gonna say who, but one of the guys from the 2019 team almost no, it wasn't he wasn't on the 2019 team. He's a buddy of mine, but he's on the forum. He almost he said if he got picked in his video that he posted, he was gonna have it on a t-shirt in his reaction video. So let's hope he doesn't get picked.
I would love to see that t-shirt.
Okay.
So Matt, I'm gonna go to your experience being at events before. You've been to a few, right? You've been to
One.
THP, just THP Championship?
Yep, just THP championship.
All right. So do you think after being in an event like that, I know this is pretty high end, like top of the list for people, but do you think being captain of something after you've been to an event, you're going to be nervous at all, or are you just excited to be captain?
Oh, always get nervous. You're always nervous on the first tee.
Means you care though, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. It'd probably be a little bit easier with my background and compared to some other people who haven't played and haven't been to an event yet, but it'll be a lot of fun.
There will be no knee knocking from the captain. He's steady, man. So we'll see.
We'll
but
try.
I don't believe him.
Hopefully it's not a par 3, because then you can just hit driver and not worry about it.
So I only have one more question, and it's going to be for you, Clayton. What's the one thing you would have changed about your experience from 2018? Is there anything you regret not doing or wish you would have done differently?
I've been pretty public about my regret for not taking pictures with my teammates, which is why I tell you guys all the time. When we're on the buses, when we're traveling there, when you're on the airplanes, and we get to meet up in the airports, like get as many pictures with your buddies as possible. And I can't say I would change anything about 2018. For me, it's just such an unbelievable experience. Even like the barbecue restaurant, the Sauce and Ascended barbecue restaurant with the subpar barbecue was still such a fun night. The night was incredibly fun, just even though we were making fun of the barbecue that was coming out, all except for Curtis. Army
Golf.
Army Golf was he was taking it all down. He's never met a bad barbecue spot in his life. So, but yeah, it was just an amazing experience. I can't say that I would change anything. I wish that maybe we could have had a little bit more time that evening after golf, the last night, to really have a blast with the team from Callaway. You know, by that time, all the golf is over, everything is done. We pretty much had the bus ride back home, but it's kind of, you know, you can only hang out with so many people. You can move around the bus a little bit, but you know, it's still tight quarters. So, you know, maybe a dinner after that would have been amazing, but it's so over the top that I don't know how I still don't know how they're going to improve on it. I don't know. I mean, every year Finley figures out something, but and by the way, that whole team there, it just doesn't get enough credit for all the stuff they do for this event. But Finley at the helm of it is just amazing.
They're pretty great too, to the whole site. Listen to D Nevs talk about clubs. Yep. I love that every time.
Yeah, the access they give THP is pretty nuts if you think about it.
Yep,
absolutely.
So David, I guess I do have one more question, and it just has to do with you again, just being the first member. How easy was it to wait for, like you said, you gave up the grandmama spot. How easy was it to wait with Clayton and Matt for this past year and a half?
Yeah, I think it went back to my entry, which was, I think, like less than 10 words to say like what you would bring to the Grandaddy team. And I think I said I specialize in the ridiculous and creating unforgettable memories or something along those lines. So that that like thought re-entered my mind as soon as I got off the phone with Finley after telling him I would get back to him later that day. And so I went back to that thread and I was like, this is what I signed up for. I have the option to defer for a year. And after looking at that, there was really no decision to be made.
So
Love it.
would Clayton and Matt, would you guys have been, and David, I'm so damn glad you're here. But Clayton and Matt, would you guys have understood if he chose to leave?
Yeah.
Or yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's still a Callaway event, you know. Right. So I know it was a you know, they called it the Grandmama. You can call it the Granddaddy Light. I don't know, you know, how you want to classify it, but it's still a Callaway event. So I wouldn't have blamed either one of these guys for picking an event that was more immediate. But I remember the last thing Finley said before he said I can make a choice. He was like, you know, you can decide whichever one what you want to do, but I can tell you there's always only going to be one Granddaddy. Mm-hmm. It was like, yeah. So I'm good.
And I wouldn't have been mad at either one of them either. I believe they said there was actually going to be a deeper dive into the fitting than what we will get at the Granddaddy.
Yeah, because we weren't going to leave at the Grandmama. We were going to have a lot more time to do that, was one of the things of it.
And fewer participants, so that, you know, you have the same amount of time, maybe split up between a few guys versus 12. So it'll still be a little bit of a blitz for us, but it's still going to be amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. Either event would have been awesome, but I'm glad that I chose to stay and got to have you, Chris, Sean, Tevenor. We got 93 Civic Coupe, and my brother from another mother, or maybe even the same guy next door. And now we've got Aaron, Afizzle, and Dennis, who's Blazing Den, and Vader, so Tony. So we've had a good time. We've got a fun little trip planned here in 2 weeks that we're gonna hopefully get a little training done for live posting and get a little contest going for the people on THP. So
I will tell you, I'm really glad that I decided to hang around for the Granddaddy, if nothing else, but for Al's house. Like, I don't think you guys understand how fun that night's going to be, man. So Al's house is one of those things that when I saw it was eliminated, I was like, no, obviously I've said this before, Finley's the heart and soul of this event. But and by the way, Ethan is a huge part of what makes the Granddaddy actually crank and special. So huge shout out to Ethan behind the scenes as well. But Al is just fantastic. He's amazing. And you're going to feel like your family when you walk into that house. And the whole night and really the whole time there, he is so very serious about serving the group of THPers there. It's like intense to him. It's the real deal. He's going to have a blast, going to have fun, but it's a real important thing. So that part, I was blown away. I just could not believe somebody who, you know, lived on that course made it a priority to make sure we had an amazing time.
Looks like an incredible place, that's for sure.
Yep.
So we have about 3.5 minutes left. So is there any last things you guys want to say before we hop off of here?
I just want to say that I think that X-Thor and Maddie D have the same mom. And no, that's
very well possible. We've yet to be in the same room together, so we'll find out in 2 weeks.
We'll see.
No, I'm super excited we got 3 more people to join this team, and it's hopefully one soon. I think JB mentioned this, so we're super excited to fill this team out and get going.
Yeah. Chris, thanks for doing this, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just want to thank you three for jumping on here and doing this with me. It was a ton of fun, and you guys have been here from the start, so I felt like it was only right that we start this question and answer with you guys. You guys have built, all three of you have built a great foundation for the team, and we're all just following your lead because you guys welcomed us right away when we got in, and we've been hitting the ground running. So to THP, hopefully this is something you guys enjoyed. The team's working really hard to bring you along for the ride, and hopefully this is a good start for you guys to get to know us. We're about 5-6 months away. Three more teammates to get on the team, and we have a big trip to Chicago coming up to bring you guys along with. So Team Fun for Everyone has a lot more in store, and we hope you guys continue to follow along. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, Chris.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks.